Don't be somebody who will come in the afternoon service. I'm seeing a lot of people are loving to come in the afternoon. Tell your neighbor, be the morning service person.
Be the morning service person.
Tell your neighbor, be the morning service person.
Be the morning service person.
Are you hearing me, somebody?
Yes.
I know our afternoon service is wonderful, but you love the morning service. On verse number 2, the Bible says, now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue BETHESDA. Somebody say BETHESDA.
BETHESDA.
That's the title of my message today. Say BETHESDA.
BETHESDA.
Having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water. Whosoever then first, after the troubling of the water, stepped in, was made whole of whatsoever disease he had. And a certain man was there, which had an infirmity 38 years. When Jesus saw him lie, and knew that he had been now a long time in that case, he said unto him, wilt thou be made whole? The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool, but while I am coming, another steppeth down before me. Jesus said unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath. Now I want to repeat verse number 4, or let us rather repeat verse number 4 together. 1, 2, 3, go.
For an angel went down at a certain season.
An angel went down at a certain season
Into the pool.
Into the pool.
And troubled the water.
And troubled the water.
Whosoever then first after troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had.
Now, the Bible is saying whosoever first. Whosoever first. Now, but I want to start by showing you very important things, even as I am going to bring a message that I believe somebody who has been coming to this pool for more than I don't know many years, yet he has an infirmity that is not going away.
Yes, Lord.
Should be healed, should be, I don't know, whatever situation you want to come out of.
Oh, yes.
Your help is in this place today.
Oh, yes, Lord. Yes,
You see,
Lord.
the Bible starts by saying there was a pool. There was in Jerusalem a pool, which was called in Hebrew BETHESDA. Now the Bible is saying it was there. I mean, it is not saying it was. I wanted to show you something. It is not in past tense. It is saying there is now.
Yes, Papa.
There is. My God.
Oh, yes, Lord.
There is at Jerusalem.
Yes.
Now.
Yes. Oh, yes, Lord.
There is a pool. By the sheep market. Glory be to God. It is called in Hebrew BETHESDA Why is it written? The word BETHESDA, the Hebrew word BETHESDA, in actual fact means, you won't believe it. It means a place of mercy. A place of mercy. And it has got a connotation, or rather a meaning that denotes a place where mercy is concentrated to such an extent that there is no situation that was harder for that pool to deal with. As long as it has been stirred. Now, this is something that we are reading from the book of John. And you need to understand, you need to be very careful when you are dealing with John's writings. Because John is that guy who described Jesus as an eagle, whilst others were describing him as a sheep. I mean, as a servant, or as a human being who came in his humility. The other three gospels, they have a way that they saw Jesus. But John describes Jesus as an eagle. Why? Because he didn't want to relate to Jesus as a human being, or as a servant, or as any other thing that can be found on earth. He dealt with Jesus as God, who was the full embodiment of the Godhead. And you will discover that because of his revelation of the person whom he was dealing with, it produced different results even with the other disciples, though they were privileged to come closer to the Messiah. But how they viewed Jesus caused them to miss some privileges. Why? Because this John is the guy. My God, I feel like doing something.
Yes, but not do it.
This John is the disciple who doesn't call miracles, but he calls them signs. Because he had an understanding that God doesn't just do anything just for the sake of doing it. Everything that God was doing on his earthly ministry, it is significant. He is the only disciple who recorded the miracle of the turning of the water into wine. Why? Because the other disciples didn't see it as a miracle. But John picked the significance of that miracle. It was John who understood I don't have to walk putting a distance between me and this person. He is not just another prophet, he is not just another servant, but he is God himself. And you hear the Bible saying he would always go and put his head on Jesus' lap. Why? Because he wanted that close and intimate relationship with him. And I believe that is the reason why he came up with this revelation that this is God. Because unless you draw closer to him, the Bible says, if you draw closer to me, I will draw closer to him, to you. So the more he drew closer, can I talk about drawing closer a little bit? The women, the Samaritan lady, this is John again, was going to the well, and the lady saw something. Somebody say something. The lady saw something on the well, and the lady saw, what is this? Is this a donkey? What is this? I want to assure you, from a distance, one of the things that this lady could have picked is exactly what Mark could have named Jesus. This is an animal. You are missing. And then the lady said, but let me draw closer. Let me come closer. What kind of an animal is this? It is standing on two legs. Is it a chimpanzee? What is it? what kind of an animal? What kind of an animal? And as she drew closer, I believe she even said, I think it is good hands, and how it is moving. I don't know whatever Jesus was doing there. I believe she could have said maybe it is a monkey. But as she continued drawing closer, she noticed that it was a human being, and it was not just a human being, but as she continued drawing closer, she noticed something about this human being. He is not just a human being, he is a male figure. And as she drove closer again, she noticed that he was not just a man, but he was a man. And he was also not just a man, just a man in Samaria. He was not a Samaritan man, he was a Jew. By all these revelations, she's getting them as she is getting closer and closer and closer. And even as she began to converse with the Jew, she discovered he was not just a Jew, but he was a prophet. Because she said, I perceive you are a prophet. What is happening? The more the relationship became intimate, a lot of things were opening up, and a lot of things began to happen, until she noticed that he is God. And when she noticed he is God, she didn't just end it there like you. She ended up getting a revelation that you can't know him and come out of his presence without a calling. Watch this. A lot of you don't know how God calls people. I feel like, do you know that Isaiah saw God in the same temple that others were worshiping? You are missing the point. You see, God said to me one day, why are you always bothering me about your church? Let me jump that part. Why are you always bothering me about your church? And I said, my church. And he said, yes. And I said, but this is your church. And God said, it's your church. And I thought, I'm doing something wrong. So it's no longer God, I'm now doing my thing. And God said, if it was my church, or if all the churches were my churches, do you think the way I want to do worship, people were not supposed to be full in every place that is called a church? And then God began to deal with me. That's not for you, that's what's me. Have you heard something? The problem is we think our problems are God's problems. I'm coming back again. Tell your neighbor, it's your problem.
It's your problem.
I'll show you it's your problem. Because if it was God's problem, how can God leave somebody for 38 years in church without a miracle? Tell your neighbor, it's your problem.
It's your problem.
It's not God's problem.
It's not God's problem.
So I was talking about John. And John got a revelation by being intimate, by being close, to such an extent that his writings, in actual fact, let me say something. When we arrive in heaven and you look for me and you don't find me, look for me in John's house. You will find me there. Because there are things that I still want to understand from this guy that I believe if I will speak to him. And I think if he begins to speak, I will forget about you. So, John, do you know he is the only disciple who was not murdered. Of all the 12, of course, the other one murdered himself, but the other 11, the other 10, they were all killed. They were all killed. And when they were killed, we even preach it today. And we even say if they were killed, it can happen to you. And we even say if Peter was killed, who are you? I'm not Peter. My God, I'm not Peter. Why? Because Peter would have listened again to that same unbiblical court. When he was thrown in the prison, they would have, I believe somebody came to console him saying, even the greatest prophet, John, was beheaded. Who are you? It's the will of God. Peter said, no, church, pray. Do you know why John was beheaded? John was doing exactly what some of you are doing. John thought his problem was Jesus' problem. If he has come, why am I here? And he even sent people to ask, are you the one? Because if you are the one, I can't be here and you are here. And Jesus said, this is proof I am he. All these things that were spoken of me are happening. Go and tell him. So why is he not taking me up? It's your problem. It's your problem. And Jesus behaved in such a manner that John was beheaded in his presence. Some of you are suffering in Jesus' presence, and you are looking up at him, and you are even blaming him now. Why? Even your prayers prove you think it's his problem. Why are you leaving me like that? And Jesus is saying, me, I'm fine. Look at me, I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't have a problem. It's your problem. Can I preach? So John had a revelation of God that others lacked. They tried to kill him thinking it's one of the disciples. No. Titles can't save you. It's when you grow to the level of sonship. There are titles that is not attained the level of sonship. They thought removing him eyes is destroying him. And at the very moment, now prophet, they didn't start by removing his eyes. They started by throwing him. They started by trying to burn him. You see, the other disciples were burnt alive. Yeah, some of them, the way they were killed, they were just poured the oil or fuel, ignited, and they would be left running in the street, burning until they became ashes. But John, they looked at him and they said, this one, we can't just ignite him and leave him to go burning. This one, we need to tie him on a pole, dip him in oil, and then ignite the oil, making sure. And the oil burned, but he was not burned. Just imagine your legs dipped in the oil. The oil burns until it is consumed by the fire, and you don't even have anything on your legs. And they say, what kind of a person is this? They tried to hang him, and the machine would come, and it would stop before cutting his head. And they said, what kind of a person? Okay, we have failed killing him. Let us employ crocodiles. And they put him on the Isle of Patmos. And the crocodiles would come out of the sea, and they would begin to play with John. In actual fact, from the day John was thrown on that isle, the crocodiles would come out early and go back later. Even then, hunger, they will come and just, look at John. What a wonder. The crocodiles. And they sent people to check if he was eaten up. And they'll see John singing hymns. Crocodiles surrounding him. And they said, no, I think what they say about lions, if you look at a lion, it will not attack you. Let's remove his eyes. And they plucked off his eyes. The moment they plucked him off his eyes, that's when he began to write. And on that day, I was in the Spirit of the Lord, and I saw. I didn't just saw, I saw a great wonder. They have removed his eyes, and he is seeing a great wonder. And they said, oh my God, what have we done? He is no longer seeing on earth. We have even promoted whatever the... Sit down. And they said, let's leave this pastor. They will surrender. They will run away from, they will leave you. After employing every trick, you will still be standing. I said you will still be standing. I remember I brought a certain movie to this place and we watched with these guys. And there was a guy who was unkillable. They tried everything. What was the name of this guy? The guy. What was the name? Who remember the name? But there was a name that they called him. Until his enemies looked at him and they said, let me just use Prince. Every gun, every bullet, every trick, he would come out. I'm coming. Until they stood and looked at him and they said, Prince, that's your portion for today. What am I preaching about? We read from where? We read from
John 5:2.
Oh, John 5:2. What was it going like? Okay, I remember. Now watch this. So John is telling us about this place in Jerusalem. You see, Jerusalem is a house of peace, yet there are people without peace in that city of peace. It is a place of healing, and there are people who are sick in a city where healing is supposed to be taking place. It is a place of miracles, yet somebody has never testified a miracle in a place where miracles are taking place. What's wrong with that person? I need to help somebody today. In a place given a name, the pool of mercy. You see, the word mercy is a little bit different even from the word grace. Not the first kind of grace, which is unmerited favor. The other grace, which is an enablement. It is different. Why? Because that kind of grace, you have to do something. Or you have to qualify. But on this pool, the only condition was the first one. The first to jump in, healed. I'm about to finish. Do I have anybody who's saying, why am I not receiving? Yet it's the place where others are receiving. You see your problem? Do you know what I as a man of God do? The place that I was sent to meet with people and stir the water is this altar.
Yes, Lord.
And every time I see people following me to my car or to wherever I will be saying, man of God, help you out, I consider your actions in the place I was sent to meet with you.
Oh, yes, Lord.
You can't believe me at my car there, yet you don't believe me on the place where I was sent to meet with you. Do I have anybody who is saying, I am confused? Why am I not? You see, you are looking for me at the wrong place. Where are miracles happening? At Mecca or here? And that's the place where you'll be behaving like everything is okay. And then you follow me after the water has been stirred. Do I have a person who say, I don't want to come out of this place today?
Yes, Lord.
From this place.
Yes.
From this place.
Yes.
Without my miracle.
Oh, yes.
Do I have a person in this place today?
Yes.
No, it's a question. It's a question. It's a simple question. Let me try again. You think I'm joking? I say, do I have somebody who is saying, I believe things are happening? Here, don't go to Jerusalem. Here is the pool. When I come, I'm coming to do one thing as a messenger of God, to stir the waters.
Oh, yes, Lord.
When I stir the waters, the first person. Can I help such a one? Have you understood the condition? Have you understood the condition? Now, the problem number one that you are doing is, that's why you are following maybe to my car, you are focusing on the angel. Yet the healing is in the pool. So, I don't know whether there was anybody who even saw the angel coming. I don't even know. All we are told is an angel would come in a certain season. But that can be an explanation that is being taken from what is happening in the pool. Because if the miracle was on seeing the angel and focusing on the angel and following the angel, I don't believe people would go and gather at the pool. So gathering on the pool, because the Bible says, for there were 5 porches. It is something that I was just asking God, because the pool, I studied the pool, it was constructed as a rectangular pool, yet it had 5 porches. Okay, let me just try to say this. It's a rectangular, it's not a circle, it doesn't have any other shape. It's a rectangular. Okay, if you skip the school, rectangular is like this. So what I expected was a porch on the side, a porch on the side, a porch on the side, and a porch on another side. But the very fact that God made sure there will be 5 porches. 5 is a number of grace. I don't want to repeat that. Even though the pool was rectangular, it was possible for everybody to be closer to the place. So there was no reason whatsoever. There was no disqualification for you to be closer. But what it means is, if there be a disqualification that disqualified this man or that is disqualifying you, it can not be anything else besides yourself.
Oh, yes.
Because the porches are speaking of grace. Nobody had a problem of space. Everybody was allowed to be closer to the place where miracles are happening. Everybody was allowed to be at a place where he or she will see and be convinced that the pool has been stirred. But do you know what to focus on? Do you know what to look forward to in order for you to be healed? So I am saying nobody saw the angel. It's not written, but they just concluded that this stirring is a result of an angel coming from heaven at a certain season, because it would happen seasonally. But so their focus was not the angel, but their focus was, is the pool being stirred? As long as the pool has been stirred, It means the angel escaped. But we don't care about the angel. What we have to care about is what? The pool has been stirred. The pool has been disturbed. The waters has been disturbed. So your focus should be on the move of God, not the one who brings the move. Because a lot of people are missing the move, focusing on the angel. You might not even see. Can you see an angel? So you are still looking for the angel that you don't have even an eye to see, instead of looking for what you have been given an eye to see. You see, it's very easy to notice the waters have been stirred. But unfortunately, people are looking for an angel. At least if I see an angel coming, I will know. When he lands in the water, then I jump. That's why you are becoming second always. Others are not even concerned about the angel. Water. When the water is deep, when I see the water shaking, I jump in. Yet your eyes are up in the sky. You will never see the angel. Focus on the pool. Focus on the water. Has it been disturbed? Jump in. Huh? Hello? What did I say? Jump in. Huh? I heard something. I will not say it. So, the water stands jumping. I want to ask you a question. Why would God put a condition that will be impossible for somebody to qualify for, if he is a God who wants everybody healed? Why would God put a condition that will disqualify others? Have you ever come to a place where you say, you see, if I only had a seed, I think I will change my mind. If I only had a... Have you ever come to a place where you begin to think, I'm lacking something to be blessed? I'm asking a serious question. Have you ever saw as if you're lacking something is disqualifying you from being blessed? There is nothing like that. I want you to come out of this place knowing you have everything that it takes for God to bless you. Because if God was a God who will only bless those who are capacitated to do something, he will not be a fair God. You have everything. Tell your neighbor, I have everything.
I have everything
right now
to
change my situation.
change my
Because
situation.
God has done everything
Because God has done everything
that he was supposed to do for my situation to change.
for my situation.
Do you believe it?
Yes.
Is the pool there?
Oh yes.
Do you have your porch to be seated at waiting for the water to be stirred?
Yes.
Are you able to come to the pool?
Yes.
That's it.
Amen.
So let us come to the things that are causing you to miss your miracle. Already I've started. Don't look for the angel. Look for the what? For the move of God. I pray that you have an eye that sees the move of God.
Oh yes.
Whenever God is moving.
Oh yes, Lord.
Now, do you know that sometimes you can even be wiser than you are? Okay, let's say you conclude not that God is not able to open your eyes to see the move of God. Let's say you are seeming like you are always missing it. Why don't you look at the people who are about to jump into the pool? Let's say you are not seeing the move. Why can't you just copy somebody who is jumping? Because the only point, the only season where somebody would jump in was because he has seen the move. Let's say you miss the move, but you see somebody rushing to jump in. Why can't you just jump in? Can I tell you what I'm hearing? Not from God, but from you. But I'm crippled. You see, some of you now take your weaknesses as your strengths. The reason why I can't. They have become your strengths in denying the help of God. I have a problem with helping people. Every time I want to help somebody, that person will give you a reason. You are showing somebody where the miracle is, and that person will reason with you. I've stopped now because you try to tell somebody. You see, this is what you are supposed to do. Instead of that person of just saying, you have opened my eye to the move of God, that person will even say, but every time, I'm helping you. I'm no longer just stirring the water. I've become that angel who stir the water and not cause it to shake before I help you to jump. But the moment I try to help you to jump into the move, you reason. The reason why you are becoming second is because you are looking at yourself and coming up with reasons. Change. This year, before it ends, if you change today,
Yes, Lord.
a miracle. You see, the thing that John saw on the miracle that was not recorded by others on the changing of the water into the wine was this. He picked up something about how God does things. He keeps bigger miracles until the end of the year. You missed it. What did the master of the ceremony say? You are a kind of a person who is different from how man does it. What we normally know is miracles happens in January, December, but you have kept the best for the end.
Oh, yes.
You are missing it. You are missing it. I am saying God has kept a big miracle.
Oh, yes.
For the end of this year.
Yes, Lord.
As we conclude this year.
Yes.
The biggest testimony in this house.
Yes, Papa.
Will be heard and it will be coming from your mouth.
I receive it. Oh.
Sit down. Now watch this. Watch this. So what's the problem? I'm dealing with the problem of this guy. Okay, can I first of all show you that this guy has got a problem? Okay, maybe and say to him, every man at the beginning of the year gives rewards. But you as God, thou hast kept the good wine until now. Until now, God has kept the best. It's coming.
I receive it.
You will be the testifier of the best miracle in this house.
I receive.
Now watch this. I want to show you something. Go to my scripture. Now, this guy is then, Jesus is even bored by this guy. And then, he is not visiting this pool because there is no healing or people need healing, because already he had dealt with them. But But when he is visiting there now, he's not coming to heal people. No, because healing is already there. He's now coming to help those who are not being healed. He never addressed two people. He addressed the only guy who was there for 38 years. When he saw him lying, and a certain man was there. Where is there? Where miracles are happening. Which had an infirmity 38 years. You have struggled for too long. So, if the Bible says this about this man, it means he was not that kind of person who was waiting upon the Lord. No. He was waiting upon himself. He is not that kind of person who was saying, it's not yet my season, God's time. No. He was in his time for 30 years. I'm removing all the things that the devil is now using to make you comfortable in your problem. If the Bible is writing about a person who should have been healed 30 years ago, it means this guy is stupid. And Jesus saw him lie. The Bible is not saying Jesus saw him lying. When Jesus arrived, he was going back to his bed. Position yake. It had become. And they knew that he had been now a long time. You see, you can see that this person has suffered for too long. You can pick it. Do you know how you pick it? When you suffer for a long time, you become used to it. The best way for me to know that you and your problem have become friends is even when I declare. You don't shake. Even when I think I'm trying to, you don't, you and your problem. You and you have become best friends. You can see it. Do you know that when you have stayed on the other side for too long, it's possible for you to believe there is no other side? You will think the only side that you are staying on is the only side available. That's why when you talk about your situation, you talk about the situation of Zimbabwe, because you think that is what is happening everywhere. You have believed that's what is happening where I am. Why do you talk about Zimbabwe yet you don't have rent? Is Zimbabwe lacking rentals? It's you, but you think the problem is you think everybody is suffering. Hey, if you want to prove this, and I'm going to tell you every weekend, and in every hotel, it's busy. I'm telling you, here in Zimbabwe, every road, go in the light there. You will not outside anymore. Kana kusina petu. Motel dzingatengeke nguva yakadai. Famba uone kuti unoshaira dzisina manamba break. Dzisati dzati iswa nash. Go to any castle. I want to tell you this, it will open, it will blow your mind. Go to any castle, you will see people negotiating to buy. I'm telling you, you see all these shops that are open. It will be very rare to see a shop without a customer. On these shops, very rare. If you want to see it during our break, go in this closest shop and see if people are not packing things, putting in paper bags and coming out of that shop holding things. And you think everybody, it's only you. What did I say? And what makes you believe it's everybody's, if you say to your neighbor, unongosimbiswa muna mweya kweyo iyo vachidzokera vachinocha. I'm telling you, why can't you see when we call for tithers, people are coming? It means income is coming. People are receiving. Things are being bought. My God, my God, my God. I'm telling you the truth. Am I lying? I'm telling you the truth. Things are happening. In Zimbabwe, God is doing miracles. Much better, much better. Can I help somebody? Can I help somebody? People are graduating. There are weddings. Even is it when we're coming out? You see, as we stay closer to, I think one of the best wedding venues in Zimbabwe called Zimbali in Greendale. Now, you say it's how much wedding? It's 12,000. 12,000. That venue. But they do morning, afternoon, night pressure. I'm telling you the truth. It should at least show you God is doing something somewhere. And if God is doing it somewhere, He's not a respecter of people. Don't be somebody with a negative mind that says things are tough, it's not moving. Look for what is happening and you will see that God is doing things. And I tell you, after this message, you are becoming one of the people who will be testifying.
Yes.
I
receive it.
I
receive.
You see, let me say this. Every day they wake up and they come to work, and their work is taking money from people's pockets. That shows they have faith. People have money. They believe even if they believe somebody has got money. Be that somebody with your money. But what are we preaching about? This guy. This guy. You see, so when Jesus saw him lie and knew that he had been there, I was explaining how you know this person has been there. This person has been there. The language changes. Prosperity is no longer your language. Do you know that prosperity actually is a language? It's a language. But what will show you this person has been there for too long is the language. Will show you he has been there and he doesn't believe there is anything like money that can happen to that person. He said unto him, wilt thou be made whole? Now let me deal with this question. Let's say you have got a relative who is a manager at a company, and this relative tells you, Prince, at our company we are employing people tomorrow. Then the first day you will be asked if you want a job is the question that will cause you to come to the company. But this is not the first question. This one is the second question. Now, the day you will be asked, do you want a job? And you say, yes, then you say, I'll come. But if you hear that sekuru of yours who is a manager coming out again and asking you, do you want a job? At a company where others have been employed. And it means, number one, you have been left when others were taken. Number two, it means the problem is no longer with your sekuru of the company. It's now your problem. How can Jesus ask a crippled person, do you want to be healed? Because to him, how can somebody be where things are happening and he lets those things happen without them happening? It's not that things are not happening, but maybe he doesn't want. This is the stage that some of you are with now, with God. The question that he is now asking is, do you really want money? Let me show you something. Do you know that if you ask somebody, do you want a job? And he said yes. Even coming to that company doesn't mean that person wants the job that he said he wants. You only know that person wants this job when you are asked, bring out your ID, and you bring it out. Have you ever seen people doing like this? Then you'll be like, so how can we help you? Who else have got it? How to pin? Then Sekuru also heard it. Kochi. Sekuru said, I don't know if I'm helping somebody. I want to be a prince. But we are not to bus. So there are things that show you want. And there are actions that prove to the one who wants to help you, you don't even want. So saying you want does not mean you want. How do I know you really want? There are things that you should do to show you really want. So Jesus is asking, do you really need it? Do you want to be healed? People, how can you be healed? Maybe you are watching a television on people who are being healed for 30 years. I don't think you want to be part of this. Do you know that God is using me in miracles, but I have met people, and the anointing will be available, and I will be seen in the spirit. That person standing up, walking. And I before I grew up in these things, I used to just lay my hands, and I would be disappointed a lot of times. Then one day, I tried it, didn't work. Then I said, no, I want to learn from them. How did I fail? Then God said, you didn't fail. Does he want? And he said, but how can you ask him? Does he want it? So you thought she wanted to be healed. She's even praying for promotion where people are HIV. I'm telling you. So when Jesus now comes and says, do you really want to be healed? Because what Jesus was now trying to protect was his integrity. Because if he is a healer, how can somebody be there for 38 years? So I think if that guy was going to say no, Jesus was going to assign people to take him out. Do you know that this guy was even going to cause some people not to come? Because at least people should come after they hear somebody they know testifying. But I have a Sekuru who has been going there. Now he's 30. Hey. And I watched my pastor going there. If your God is able, heal my Sekuru who is there first. That's what your relatives are saying out there. So Jesus is now coming to address this issue. Do you want to be healed, or we kick you out? We only want people who testify. Yes. It is available. Yes. The power is available. Yes, Lord. The angel is coming every day to stir the water. Why are you not being healed? Do you want? Do you want? I said, do you want? Do you want? You see, there is another story in the Bible where Jesus asked again. He asked again. And he proved when somebody says yes, it's because maybe he is in the environment where you can't say, I don't want. But others don't want. Jesus is now careful because he is now afraid to be called powerless. That's why he always speaks about your faith when something happens. Because your faith means you activate it because you want. If you don't want, you switch off. And they will say, in the name of Jesus. Yet you switch it off. And you know the fire will not come because I have insulated my body. It will not flow, no matter how powerful it. And to those who are looking, they will say powerless. Yet it's me who have insulated myself. So before Jesus would release, he would ask. Otherwise I will be called powerless. No. Even after Bartimaeus cried, even after crying, Jesus wanted to know why. Some will come here crying, yet blind, and you will see this person is blinded. Help me, son of David, help me. But this guy is known for being blind, and there is nothing else that he can cry for besides sight. And still Jesus, the all-knowing God, asks, what can I do for you? Oh, because maybe this is your employment, your blindness is your employment. Maybe you need another kind of touch. Because I'm not a God who forces things upon people, though they be in problems. I don't force. Eish. I don't force. Because it's your problem. Maybe you want it. There are signs that show me you don't want it. If you don't want it, you release it. You release it. Hello? What do? You release it. So, will thou be made whole? Will thou be made whole? And he replied, I think that's where you are now. If I do with that, we have concluded. The important man answered him, say, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. But when I saw you lying down. There was no man lying you down. You was lying down. You missed it. And that one on what you are right. What you kanataka kutora nyaya yekupona kwako unotsvaga munhu, but kanataka kutora nyaya yekurara panhoo dzako unorara wega. Unogona kungozvibatsira kuchengetedza nhamo yako. What you are able to do, can I shock you? Whatever you have, you are an expert in keeping it. What you can't keep, you lose. Even poverty. Because anything you can't keep will move away from you. Anything. If you have demons, you are a guru in keeping. Let me ask you a question. Ukatora huku zema broiler, ukasashengeta zinodi. Zoreva kuti chinorarama chese around you wagona kudi kuchichengeta. Hapana chinhu chinorarama pauri kana usingakwanise kuchichengetedza. So it now seems like we have been trained and we now have degrees in keeping wrong things. We are not interested in learning how to keep good things. All we are able to do is to keep the negative things. Do you have pain in your body? You have managed to keep it. What do you have? What do you have? Do you want to lose it? Learn how to mismanage it. What does demons speak about you? They go to a place and they say, there is a place, our house. Now there is no child who loves kuhorede kwasekuru kana asingabatwe mushiko. Ukangobvunza mwana kuti toda kuenda kupa holiday ino, ane kwaanotaura kwaakapedzera kuenda zvikanofaya. Kana kuti mwana akashanya akasabatwa mushe, anonzwa kuti kumba kwedu. Otoudzawo nevamwe vasiri kubatwa mushe ipapo kuti tarwadziwa pana but kune kwandoziva kwedu handi. There is a place where I came from. We are not enjoying where we were thrown here, but guys, there is a place. Let's go to where I came. And it even invited other demons to a place called you, because it is a conducive. We are kept well. We enjoy life. We are not kana kugeza vashandise dombo ndomba kwenyu ndokwauriko kune zvinhu zvagarisika mauri. There are things that are at home. Poverty is at home. Demons are at home, because you have mastered the art of keeping. Learn how to manage those things. In what conditions does these broilers die and create such an environment and kill those broilers? But if you are always making sure the water is clean, there is always food in the troughs, they will even grow and they will even become bigger and they will heavier. What are you doing to keep these things? The same energy you are using to spread your mat and to lie is the same energy you require to jump into the pool and be healed. So when Jesus is asking you, do you really want? He has looked at you and there is nothing lacking. You can be healed, but you just don't want to be healed. You are very good at using your abilities to affect yourself. You have been given a mouth to speak positive things, but you are very good at murmuring. You are very good at complaining. The same mouth you are supposed to use to come out of your situation, you are using it to dig your grave deeper. Why do you love your mate more than your healing? Why do you direct your energies to things that affect you? You see, the energy, watch this. This is Elijah. He appears in the widow of Zarephath's place. God knew she had everything that she desired to connect to grace. Do you want to live? Jump into the water. Listen to the words. I am only left with one portion that if I eat, me and my grandson, then we die. So why are you able to do things that cause you to die? Yet the very thing that you are doing in order for you to die is the very thing that you need to do to live. The bread you are using to eat and die is the same bread you need to use and live. Why do you cast your bread in your womb and in your stomach and die, instead of casting it in the womb of the prophet who can breathe life to you? We have reasons. Everybody right there, we have reasons. Reasons why you are struggling. Reasons. There are reasons, and you are very comfortable. You are very comfortable with reasons. You are very comfortable with reasons. Hello? Don't be somebody who feels, I think, unjustified. So he is justifying himself why he is there for 38 years. He is justifying his poverty. And Jesus is now saying, but okay, but the njimbo yacho always justify na uri manji yakushore zenyi. So I should decide that he said that will not order. Verenga on. And I want to show you something. Verse 8. No. Okay, we'll go there. I want to show you something. There is no reason. I want to clear the reasons so that you are not left with even a single reason why. Watch this. Jesus said, verse 7. The impotent man answered him and said, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. But while I am coming, which means he was able. While I am coming, another steppeth down before me. Now, do you know what this guy missed? Do you know what this guy missed? Ndinamfunzo wandaimboora machingovhudza Mwari chida kunzwisa kuti saka paropafadzo maingone one here. Double portion yacho inongo one here kuti kana paine mwana atora zvapera. Mwari wakati no. Everybody can be a firstborn and qualify for the double portion. But the problem that Esau might do is, if Jacob has gotten it, that's all. Do you know that if you read your Bible, usingamanya Esau akaropafadzwa futi, but akaramba achitandanisa Jacob nekuti atora ropafadza. I know you don't know it. He asked Esau kama muchimone one here. But you again, it shall be great. But he still up and grow up agati nai amurai. This is exactly what this guy was doing. Can I show you something? I remember when I was in grade 5, grade 6. I had 3 friends of mine and we were very, very intelligent. Now, we were competing for number 1. To such an extent that it was serious and we were best friends and we were competing. To an extent that if I became number 2, I would cry all day. Only because I know when I am going to play with my friends, then it's better. And I think we had 3 times where we were ties on number 1, then there will be number 4. If you miss it, you missed my sermon. What was the other thing? While I am coming, another step down. Now, if it's 2 o'clock that I'm supposed to be here, if the condition is step in at 2, and I step in at 2, another one. What if we step in at 2 and we are 5? We are number 1. But this guy would look at who is first. You were better than Tauro. akatarisa vangangomutangira aikombita nevanhu instead yekukombita necondition. Hauna uzvinzo. Condition yati chiko. Alright, yati chi condition. After the water has been stirred, the what? The first one, and I told you there is a year where we became what? Ties on number one. Why did we become number one matatu? Tata tese. Agoreno nritata pera nrikutocha kwa mungu nanoti. Hebu kana kutangirwa yo andina problem never itanga bandoda kutangirana nawo. Because damutiko rako iwe ndere kuti uri kudanga mwe vatange vanonoka kuti ugova number one. Akuboshaya anenge arimo panguva idzozina kuti hapana roda asiri kupona. Yako iwe ndeye kungoti pinda panze nedenga upinde. Haikona kutsvaga kuti kana nenge akairuza uri kumirira kuti ropafadzo ipotsewe nemumwe munhu kuti iwe uiwane. So are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Aida kuita number one but madofu. Aida kusvika iye panguva dzake obva azova number one paanenge asvikira. Saya ari kufunga kuti ndiri kutadza ndaa yatorwa kudhara of which ari kusvika late. Atozopinda bhizi rekutora mvura iya yairapa vamwe yabvongodzwa kuiunza kwaari. Kwete kuti mvura iye ajambire mvura. Ukaona wazo kundikanawo ipapo manje kuti watadza kujambira mvura wodirwa mvura. Daudzwi. Saka nhasi, even as I am speaking right now, you might not be seeing it, but the water has been stirred.
Oh yes, Lord.
The waters has been troubled. Even as I am ministering right now, I said the water has been troubled.
Oh yes.
Don't focus to be number one. Focus to be the first one.
Oh yes, Lord.
I mean, don't focus to be the first one. Focus to be number one. What if we are 30? You are still number one. Now you get number one. Mweta number one, muri 7. Often to get number one. Unotichi. Unotita batataka wanda. Unotu wakunye pass. Ingota number yako zodi. Don't focus on people. That's the message I'm trying to bring you now as I'm concluding. Do not focus on people.
Oh yes, Lord.
Focus on God and what you are doing. What do you want to accomplish? Stand up. I want you to say to God, the pool is here. I have been negligent. Maybe I didn't want it, but today I want to be healed. Help me, oh God. Help me, oh God. Help me, oh God. So this morning, jambira weka. But atipete zvara nhasi wakadaro. Vachapotsa iyi ndoyo kuzovadira mvura masikati.
Yes, Lord.
Asi badaone ngomfarira kudirwa mvura iyi. Yakudirwa mvura manje chayakapira ndechakuti inogona kuzokuinga at 38. Yekujambira wega, it's there and there.
Oh, yes.
The day you arrive, you jump in, you are healed, you go back home.
Oh yes, Lord.
Yekumirira munhu wamwari kuti vapinde muvamwe. Jambira mvura. Jump into the waters.
Oh yes, Lord.
Say, oh God.
Oh God.
I come before. This is your problem. The Bible says what kind of people were always coming under the shade of the porches. What kind of people? Great multitude of impotent folk, blind, out, withered. So it means in this water that has been stirred is somebody's eyes.
Oh yes,
You
Lord.
see your problem. You see your problem. You do this every time. Let people pray. You be praying. Don't jump before the waters have been stirred.
Oh yes.
You see, you are packing them. Are you here?
Oh yes, Papa.
Are you here?
Yes.
Are you here?
Yes.
The waters have been stirred.
Oh yes, Lord.
Those people should be praying and be healed there.
Oh yes, Lord. Yes,
Lord,
Lord. Yes,
I'll
Lord.
come and help people in the afternoon.
You said so.
I said it's the afternoon that I will pour water to those who can't receive it on their own now.
Oh yes.